hours of community service. The fact that I was getting punished for breaking a window to see my dying mother made me so angry, I threw the letter across the room. Isabella's mom said she'd help me fight it, but I was too tired to care anymore. That night, I was going through mom's stuff and found an old voicemail on my phone from 2 weeks ago that I'd never deleted. She was reminding me about a dentist appointment, and at the end, she said love you in that casual way moms do when they don't know it might be the last time. I played it over and over until I had it memorized, and then saved it in 3 different places on my phone and backed it up to the cloud twice. The principal sent an email to all parents that night trying to cover everything up. He blamed what he called the incident on a technical error with the intercom system and claimed Miss Vexler couldn't hear the announcement properly because of static. The lie was so obvious that even parents who weren't there started asking questions on the school Facebook page. Parents were demanding to know why the door was locked and why multiple phone calls were ignored if it was just an intercom problem. 6 days after Mom died, the district finally announced that Miss Vexler had been placed on paid administrative leave while they investigated. She was still getting her full salary while I was picking out the cheapest casket I could find and trying to figure out how to write a eulogy. When I read the announcement in the hallway, Isabella had to physically grab my arms to stop me from punching the wall. The other kids from class were just as mad, and we all stood there in the hallway not saying anything because there wasn't anything to say that would make it better. 2 days later, my phone buzzed with an email from an address I didn't recognize. The attachment was a PDF file with 3 separate complaints against Miss Vexler from the past 5 years. Each one described stuff that made my stomach turn, like when she locked a kid with diabetes in the classroom during a medical emergency, or when she refused to let a girl call her mom who was having surgery. Every single complaint got the same result, which was either dismissed for insufficient evidence or Miss Vexler getting sent to some training workshop that obviously didn't change anything. I sat there staring at my phone screen feeling sick because Mom had died for nothing and this woman had been doing this for years. The next morning, Amy Gordon knocked on my door holding a folder and looking nervous. She worked for Child Protective Services and said she needed my help with Ellie's case because Mom had told her about concerns she had. Ellie was staying with an emergency foster family now after everything came out about her home situation. Amy wanted me to write down everything Mom had said about Ellie and any times Mom had helped her or noticed the bruises. I spent 3 hours writing down every detail I could remember, like how Mom would pack extra lunches knowing Ellie wasn't eating at home, or how she taught Ellie breathing exercises when she had panic attacks. Writing it all down made me realize how much Mom had been doing behind the scenes for kids who needed help. That afternoon, our whole class met at the community center where this older lady who was a notary was waiting with a stack of legal forms. Everyone had to write their own affidavit about what happened that day in the classroom. Anthony sat in the corner writing page after page about Mom and how she was the only adult who ever remembered his birthday and made him feel like he mattered. His handwriting was all shaky because he kept crying and having to stop. Maya wrote about the speech therapy Mom did with her for free every day after school. Even kids I didn't know that well had stories about Mom helping them with homework or giving them rides home when their parents forgot to pick them up. The notary kept having to take breaks because she was getting emotional reading all these statements from teenagers about this one woman who had changed their lives. By the time we finished, there were 43 sworn statements about what Miss Vexler did and about who Mom really was. Meanwhile, Zelda Vasquez, who was this reporter that had been following the story, filed a Freedom of Information Act request for all the records from that day. She wanted the intercom logs to prove the principal really did call for me and the thermostat control records to show when shelter mode was activated. She explained that these requests usually took weeks or sometimes months, but sometimes they produced smoking